biggest stars. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
The biggest names in music.
Oh, wow.
Big names, big songs, big guests, big prizes.
Well, it's a big show.
The Big Show.
Put your hands together for the one and only
Glenn, Angel, FD, and Sean.
That's what I'm talking about.
1FM 91.3. Good times, greatest hits.
Good morning and welcome to The Big Show and TheBigShow.tv. It's a Thursday, and so we welcome our career strategist from careeragility.org, the one, the only, Adrian Choo. Good morning, Adrian.
Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning, Singapore, and good morning, world.
You know, Adrian, with the topic that we're going to talk about today, I have a feeling it's either going to get very heated or very exciting or both all at once.
So, Adrian, today we're talking about managing office politics. Now,
Office politics, everybody. Did you hear that? Office politics. Get ready to WhatsApp us on 88550913. All right, tell us your story and your experience about office politics.
And names.
you can WhatsApp us. You can go to our Facebook page. There are many places for you to go put down your office politics
And
stories.
ask Adrian questions.
Yeah.
Yes, of
Please
course. Yes,
ask Adrian how to handle your story, but tell us about your experience.
So, Adrian, all this time that you've been on the show, we haven't really touched on this topic, office politics. Is this something people need to know as a skill about how to avoid office politics?
Yeah, actually, it's they should have taught this in school, actually, 101, Office Politics 101. And a lot of us would have horror stories as well. I mean, especially when you're first starting out at work and you're green and wet behind the ears, and then suddenly you step inside and it's like, what's this jungle? No, everyone's killing each other off. So, but you know, some people take it they're very natural. They take to it very naturally, and they play the game. But most of us aren't. So yeah, it's something which happens whether we like it or not. And I'm sure a lot of us, especially our listeners, have quite harrowing war stories to share. So I'm looking forward to those stories as well. Do share them on Facebook and on WhatsApp.
You know, it's interesting that you say it should be taught in school as part of 101. I think, especially when you get into the higher levels of school, I'll bet you there's politics there
absolutely,
as well.
yeah,
Or
yeah.
clubs in school.
Yeah.
Clubs in school, yeah.
There's
So-
politics as well.
Or even doing projects, no? Then there's always the slacker, there's someone who's the freeloader, there's someone who's, right?
That's
How
the
do
one
you
who
handle
loves
the
to take all the credit.
Oh, yes, correct.
And someone that does all the work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and gets
So
no
that's-
love.
It's human nature, right, I guess, the way things are.
So in a way, it is school that where it starts. You know, I mean, it's not officially taught as office politics, but it's something that you have to learn how to manage as well. Do you take sides? Do you sit on the fence? Do you
Just avoid it.
do you forward say something that somebody else has told you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which
Many
could
things, right?
which could come to gossip, but who knows?
Yeah, so I think one of the first things you do when you encounter office politics, or if you join an organization with a lot of politics going on, is you have to decide the master strategy. Do you want to avoid? Do you want to ignore? Or do you want to engage? Okay, and it's like what if Game of Thrones, the fans out there, like what Cersei Lannister said. No, it's in the game of when you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you die. There's no middle ground. So if you decide you want to engage, then you got to be prepared to play the game all the way through. But if you decide not to do it, then by all means don't, because some people are very natural at this. I've seen very political animals in my previous companies, and they scare me. They are terrifying.
Yep.
Yeah, they are. And you can't start the game and then decide to drop out halfway, because once you're in, right?
You're in, and
What Cersei says, right? You either win or you die.
Yeah, it's a Game of Thrones. So what then do you do, right? I think the decision to whether to engage, ignore, or just avoid totally depends on whether it's going to affect you personally. I mean, if it's something that doesn't affect you personally, if it's like a interdepartmental, and you know you're really not the one being affected by it, but the department or your department heads are slugging out against each other, then the question is, do you want to be involved? No? Do you want to poke the bear?
But Adrian, sometimes it's not whether you want to or not. You just get dragged into it.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's true, right?
Yeah, your name gets thrown in the mud, right?
yeah.
So what happens then?
Yeah.
You need to learn how to manage.
Do you
Right.
do you stand up and defend your position, or do you just keep quiet and say, I know that's not true anyway, I'm still not going to engage?
Taking the higher road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very situational. Sometimes it's and different situations have different strategies you would want to adopt. But in general, if it doesn't affect you, just stay out of it. But if you do get dragged in, then you have to engage and you have to defend. So and sometimes it's not your fault. Sometimes you get a new guy coming in, or a new younger lady coming in, and thinking that she's the new queen.
Right.
And she wants to take over she wants to get your promotion. She starts playing games with the boss, being super nice to the boss, being super cheeky with the boss and stuff like that. And then it's like, what do you do? It's your rice bowl at risk. Do you then you if you decide you want to engage, then you have to have a strategy of engagement. How do you engage it? And then we'll be discussing, I guess, all the strategies this morning. But the whole idea is, do you want to engage or not? And honestly, if it does not involve you, stay out of it.
Yeah, no,
Right. There you go.
I
So,
see, right?
so 1FM fans, do you have a story to tell? Do you have a question to ask Adrian regarding office politics? Get in touch with us right now via WhatsApp 88550913. Meantime, here's Jennifer Page with Crush on the Big Show, 1FM 91.3.
It's interesting, Adrian, that you brought up this thing about people sucking up to a boss to get a promotion. And I know it does affect some bosses. I know I work very hard because I have had people who have sucked up to me to try and get more.
Yeah.
And I've literally, every time that happens, I've got to step back and go, okay, let's walk away from the sucking up and let's just look at quality of work.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it's so hard to do.
And if I'm a boss, I want everybody to suck up to me. Really. And I'll just observe the quality of the suck-ups.
Yeah. Who brings,
You know what I mean?
who brings the shiniest apple?
Yeah.
Yes,
And
Supreme
you must
Leader.
suck up to me the right way. You know what I mean? No, and I'm not saying, I'm saying that I want to be as fair as possible. You know what I mean? If you do it too much, then I know, this is not what I want, right? But you can... everyone needs to be nice to their bosses.
No, but that's not
It doesn't
sucking up,
necessarily-
though.
Being
No,
nice
I know,
and
but I'm just
sucking up is
I'm just
different.
using the term sucking up.
Yeah.
Hey, you think someone is being nice, right? Someone is observing someone being nice to you, and
They say suck
they are
up.
saying
Suck
that
up,
that
yeah.
person is sucking up to
Yes,
you.
yes,
True.
it's
That is true.
So
It is very true.
So there are bosses who know, when someone is sucking up to them in the wrong way.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's not going to work in that person's favor either.
So we have someone that texted in. I believe this person's name is Edmund. Thanks for texting in, Edmund. He says, what happens if my boss is the one who starts the politics?
Oh, wow. Come on.
Okay, because I'll tell you what, I'm on Edmund's side. I've seen it in companies where
Yeah.
bosses actually suck up to certain staff members.
Yes.
As in play favorites.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, and then somebody else also texted in and said our MD instigated different department managers to fight against each other so that he can remain in control. He even transferred the current GM to another division as he was on the other team while the MD was GM years ago.
But
so basically, it's bosses.
That's an old concept. It's called divide and conquer.
Adrian,
Yeah.
what do you think?
Well, I think if you treasure your job and you want to be still in the job, then you have to play the games. I mean, it's I hate to say it, but if it's not toxic, it's okay. Sometimes they just want to shuffle around. They want to make people compete against each other. I think it's fine. You just play the game. But what gets worse, what gets very uncomfortable is if it starts getting toxic and everyone starts backstabbing each other to the point where, because I've seen organizations before where the competition that was supposed to be friendly competition got so bad that they were competing to beat each other in sales targets. They were hiding the other person's their POs, purchase orders.
Oh no, they were
Ay, ay.
sabotaging.
They were sabotaging,
Oh, no.
calls weren't being put through, the orders were purposely being slipped. And in the end, the
Nobody
big boss
wins.
is the one who suffers. He's the one who
Yeah.
goes like, hey, what's happening? My customer's not happy, So sometimes there's blowback to
I
the
don't
boss.
I don't understand why people don't just think of the big picture. Because
They don't.
everyone gains from something going well, right?
But as with
Or is
most
that only me?
as with
themselves,
most things in life, everybody's just thinking of number one, right?
Yeah.
But there
Themselves.
has to be ultimately someone responsible for this. right?
Yeah.
So who would be responsible for a screw up like that?
Well, depends on who plays the game the best, I guess.
And who hides the best?
And who hides the best. So it's unfortunate, but some things are just structural. Like bosses, big bosses who play this type of games, sometimes you just can't help it, and you have to decide whether you want to stay or you have to leave. Sometimes you don't want to be involved in this type of toxic. Sometimes the toxicity gets to a level where you decide it's not worth it. It's really not worth it. Yeah. And I'll give you an example. I had this client, and he landed a job in this company. Okay, he's in human resources HR, and it was a hot seat. They changed like 4 HR in like about 2 years.
Ouch.
4 HR managers. And when he came in at the first orientation meeting he had with the other teams refused to listen to him. They just sat and they like, what's it over? What? And then they said, oh, we're not listening to you because you won't be here for long anyway.
Wow.
They're so political as that. And true enough, within 3 months he left because sometimes you don't want to belong to a place that's toxic like that.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Well, for me, even more I want,
Right. Yeah,
It's like, what? You said I'm going to be gone.
I'm gonna prove you wrong.
Okay, here we go.
Bring it.
You introduce a new kind of politics as well.
So is it? But that creates even more toxicity, doesn't it? I mean, if someone comes along, like say Glenn, and says, "Okay, bring it," and then he starts the competition, and then the rest are not happy, and then where does it end?
Fight.
Yeah. So sometimes it doesn't end, but sometimes if someone like Glenn is being brought in to shake things up, and if he has the blessings of senior management and all the leadership team to come and shake things up and to fire people and to clean things up, then Glenn will succeed because he's got the mandate, the mandate of heaven.
The protection, the protection.
But if I don't have
the protection.
Then what will happen is that's what we call organ rejection.
Oh,
okay, it's like you transplant a kidney in, the whole body just attacks it, and then you got to throw the kidney away, unfortunately. Right? So if you don't play the game right, if you enter a new company, sometimes you do get organ rejection, and that's tough.
Yeah.
Okay, Adrian, talking about playing the game, Mary has got a very interesting comment here. She says, I'm not sure if you would call this politics, but there was this senior colleague of mine who had a habit of shooting down any idea that was presented in front of everyone when we were working on a project, just to make himself look good.
Okay, FD will ask this question once again when we go on air, okay? Stand by. Kylie Minogue, my chili putty. Spinning around right here on The Big Show, OneFM 91.3. We are also live on The Big Show TV, and our guest for this morning is our career strategist, our resident career strategist from careeragility.org, Adrian Choo.
So, Adrian, what do you say to Mary, who on our Facebook says, I'm not sure if you would call this politics, but there was this one senior colleague of mine who had a habit of shooting down an idea that was presented in front of anyone when we were working on a project just to make himself look good. I have seen this even in my organization. What's your advice?
How do you look good by shooting down someone's idea?
Because you shoot down the idea and then you come up with what I want to
because
do.
My idea is the best.
My idea is
It's
always
the only
better
one,
than
yeah.
yours.
Wow.
I think you need to find out why he's doing that. Because maybe he's feeling very insecure.
Clearly.
And maybe he just wants to take credit for everything that happens. And then you ask yourself, when you propose an idea, do you want to do it because you want the idea to be yours, or do you want the idea to benefit the whole company or the whole team? And if it's an idea you want to push through, but he's going to shoot it down, maybe you go to him first and ask him, what do you think of this idea? Get a bit of buy-in from him first.
Right. But this person has
Then,
guts, because, if you're going to shoot someone down, right, then you better have a better idea. So, so this guy is confident of his ideas.
I think it's very situational. I think it depends if the bosses are present in this group meeting. You know what I mean?
To stand out.
And he just wants, if the bosses are not there, if it's amongst his peers, he's just like, oh no, your idea is bad. And then let's just use my idea. And then, or he takes a couple of other ideas and then goes to the boss. So I think it's very situational, right?
Yeah. And the other alternative is if you don't want to go through him and get buy-in, then you better make sure your idea is waterproof you'd stand and you defend. You say, no, this is not, because my data here shows this and that. Oh, the
Back
people
it up.
can accept it. Oh, we've already sold 16,000 units of these. And you back it up and you push your way through. Because if your idea is really good and has legs to stand on, then you prep like crazy, get whacked, but you push back. End of the day, the boss is gonna know who's the better person. But that's what I mean by engaging the office. I wouldn't really say this could be office politics, but it could get political, and the reasons could be political. So I would just say, push.
Well, we had someone else WhatsApp through, and this is not about a boss creating politics, but this is someone that likes to sit on the fence and blow in the wind. He doesn't make any decisions, and when things go wrong, he pushes the blame. So what happens when a boss is basically spineless?
Yeah.
like can't Chi.
There is a local saying, dialect saying about you sit where the shade is. So when the sun moves, the shade of the tree moves, you just go to the coolest spot. You go to the coolest spot. So some people are like that. No, they sit where the shade is. So you can't help them. They're just probably risk averse. And once again, if it's a boss, then he's spineless. Then that's the way he is.
It's not really leading, is it, as a boss?
Yeah, but a lot of people are just managers, not leaders. Right? So you can't expect them. Once again, what is your purpose? What's your agenda? If your agenda is, I want to get things done, then maybe once again get this buy-in. Or if he is blowing in the wind, then maybe you get a sponsor who is from another department, or who's the real decision maker, who and get their buy-in. And once he sees that there's buy-in or there's traction and there's this idea is about to win, he's going to jump on your side.
But that's interesting what you said. Some people are managers and not leaders, because a general manager, a lot of people think that should be the leader of the pack. But what you said was very interesting, that some may not be leaders. They're just there to manage everybody, make sure the house is tidy, make sure nobody fights and everything is done cleanly. So that's an interesting perspective.
Okay.
Interesting. When we come back, I've got a question for Adrian regarding this.
Okay, here's Lisa and Cult Jam. Lost in Emotion on The Big Show. 1FM 91.3.
Adrian, it can be seen as politics. Let's say I'm working in a company and I see something wrong. A system someone is using is wrong, or the work ethic of someone is wrong, and I take that to my boss. That can be seen as starting politics.
Yeah.
Not really.
The other person, right?
From the other person.
It depends on how experienced you are.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
That's true.
So would it be correct to say, before taking this to the boss, you take it to the person directly? But if you're a peer, they don't have to listen to you,
Do
right?
it anonymously.
How does one handle that?
If it's an ethical issue, then you should report. Seriously, you should report. If it's something that you see that it's illegal or something that's not right, then you should report, anonymously or otherwise. Okay. But if it's not, if it's just a process that can be improved or something that could be done better, once again, you just be very gentle about it. Approach the person. I mean, it's all about proper channels. If you go straight to the boss, imagine if I found out this colleague of mine is telling my boss I'm doing my job wrong. I'm straight away going to think this guy's playing politics.
Yeah.
Right? So I think you just have to be mindful on optics. Sometimes it's difficult as well. Sometimes you do things unknowingly, and you don't mean it. Like for instance, you have a stupid example. Okay, this person I knew when I was much younger. I got married at the wedding dinner. Where the boss sat, where another boss sat, where the colleague sat, who he put next to the boss and everything became an issue. Wow. The seating arrangement became an issue, and it was not like as though the person was being political or what, but sometimes some people they just look at you and they go like, oh, that's very political. Like in university, I used to hang out with the lecturers now. Okay, just for fun of it. In the canteen, I'll go over the lecturers' desks and I'll sit down and where they're eating and I'll hang out with them and talk to them. And then my classmates will say, why are you so political? Trying to score extra marks. Okay, no, I just like talking to these guys. They're fun. Most Singaporeans don't do that.
And they had more information clearly than your peers.
Yeah, they're better company, to be honest.
Yeah.
So are we saying that a lot, well, at least some office politics could be avoided if we were just less sensitive?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
So Julian messaged in and said he's got a teammate who he's mentored since she joined the company, and since then she's been promoted twice and is now his manager.
Oh, wow.
That is brilliant.
She has never said no to anything from upper management, and regardless of it being relevant to their region or not. So what do you say about that? That someone has overtaken their mentor? Not be so sensitive?
Tough, right?
It's tough, yeah, because we don't know the situation that he's in, right?
My first question to that was, if you mentored her and she overtook you, what weren't you doing?
Yeah. Or what was she doing? Yeah.
Or what she's bought. I hate to say it, unless she's doing something unethical behind your back. But you know, and I'm being very politically correct here. But you know, it's what are you doing wrong, right?
Yeah, what?
Yeah, but I don't think you should look at yourself and blame yourself. Look, I'm not as great, or I'm terrible, or something. But maybe learn from it.
Yeah.
And sort of look to that person and see what sort of principles or not tactics, but you know what I mean, work ethics and stuff.
Sometimes it's not fair. Sometimes it's just the chemistry. Sometimes the person just is more dynamic, more charismatic. So it's not really your fault as well, to be honest. Sometimes they just naturally play the game, or maybe they network more, or they network better than you do. And they're not just talking. I mean, it's great that you're a mentor, but maybe they are just naturally networking with the right people, with the right teams, and being seen to do the right things better than you are. So it may not be that you're not performing as well as her. It's just sometimes it's just the face, the luck that you have that happens, right? So I would say find out how she did it better, but continue being a sponsor. Okay, continue being nice to her, continue being there, because if she overtakes you, that's one thing. Will she pull you along? Because
that's an interesting one. Yeah.
Office politics is so tiring.
It is very
tiring.
It's emotionally draining. I mean, I was gonna say, if I hear someone saying something about me and it's like gossip in the wind, and if I know that I'm not guilty of it, then I'm just gonna leave it. I'm not gonna go up to someone and say, "Why did you say that?" Maybe 15 years ago. Right? But now it's just kind of like, okay, it's not true anyway. I don't really care what people say.
Because that's you being the bigger person. But just now Adrian said that you should defend yourself, all right?
Okay. Yeah, it comes down to...
I think it depends, right?
You have to. Okay, you see, I mean, we've been working in this industry for what now? This is my 25th year.
About that,
so to speak, 25, 26 years. And not long after I got into the industry, I already experienced office politics.
Yeah.
So I've been observing office politics. I've been playing office politics as well for 25 years. I can sense, when someone is playing office politics. You know what I mean? Generally, my style is, if you don't step on my toe, you don't come to my house and upset my house, I won't touch you. But obviously, if you step on my toes and you draw first blood, then obviously I have to defend myself. At least.
I want to ask you a question, Glenn, in all honesty, and it's a question I've never asked you before.
Yeah.
You've just said you spent 25 years playing office politics.
Yeah.
More pros than cons, or more cons than pros?
No, I managed to turn it around. Because it's always someone trying to destroy you see.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because they're threatened.
Yes.
Right.
It's always
it's
due
ego
to a
and
threat.
self-esteem, yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And in this industry that we're in, obviously... everyone wants to be better than you, right?
Yeah.
But are they? So that's when it comes down to the bosses, right? To recognize your credibility and your talent or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not a salesman going out there to sell myself.
Right.
Yeah.
But at least as a boss, look at one side and look at the other side and go like, okay, who's better? Always ask that question, who's better? And you got to give credibility to, you got to give,
credit.
credit to the better person, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
But if someone wants to bring you down, by going in for a low blow or whatever, then, I mean, obviously, I'll defend myself.
So those
sometimes you can't just keep quiet. If you keep quiet, nobody will know.
But I've also come to learn that those people that start those kind of things, gossip or taking that low blow and all that, come from a place of low self-esteem. They come
Yep.
from a place of threat,
Insecurity. Yeah.
insecurity. You know,
They're thinking, how did I get in this position? I need to defend it, because
and to-
I don't really deserve it, but I'm here.
To me, I'm like, oh my goodness, you poor soul. Like let's kill them with kindness and say, do you need some help?
But Adrian, all these low blows and stuff, this is very negative stuff. How do I neutralize that?
I think you just have to be smart and know. It's once again, avoidance is the best. But if you can't and you have to engage, then sometimes it's all about they're trying to get people onto their side. My team,
Gather the troops.
Gather the troops. I got more support on my side. So it's sometimes it's not a zero sum game. It's not a I win you lose. One of the things we do is just say about gossip, right?
Yeah.
Gossiping, right? And sometimes it's unnecessary. Sometimes they just come up to you and they go at the water cooler. They say, hey, Glenn, what do you think of the company's latest move to? And then you go, no, I don't think it's the right move into. And then after that, they take the piece of news and you go, oh, Glenn doesn't support the
So
company.
as I said, yeah.
Right? Yeah. So sometimes you just be smart and you try to avoid making comments like that or anything negative. So be Mr. Positive. Be happy about everything. Be good about everything. Never have anything not nice to say.
I guess the good answer is I'm sure there's a reason for this.
Yeah. But isn't that then playing nice? And don't nice guys always come in?
Sometimes you just
Finish
have to
last.
do that.
Don't nice guys always finish last?
Finish last. Yeah, that's a good topic for another time as well.
Yeah.
Which is
The
why,
nice guys always finish last.
I always say if it doesn't involve you too much, and
Don't get
you love
involved.
your job, don't get involved.
Yeah.
But only when you get thrown in the arena,
Yeah.
then there's no
Yeah.
choice. Then you're involved.
But I
one-
feel
one of
if you get thrown in, it also depends on how you get thrown in. If it's not true, like for me personally, I just still will not get involved. I don't care. You know what I mean? Because I feel the truth will always come out. Maybe a little slower than some people might like, but I've come to I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I know what you mean by defending, and I think it's very subjective to what is said and where
I mean,
it's
everybody
said,
knows.
who it's said
In my
to.
previous company, no one will step on my toe.
Yeah, nobody.
Because really, it's just trouble. You know what I mean?
stand by, Ricky.
It's
Even,
like
even in the
I'm
corridors,
peaceful.
even in the corridors, they had special lanes just for them.
Okay, stand by.
1FM 91.3 traffic.
We've got one or two delays across the expressways. That is for sure. Just bear with those delays. Not too much ahead of you other than that. Stay within the speed limit. Have everyone buckled up. Be safe as you drive today.
Good morning, Singapore. It's The Big Show with Glenn Angel, FD, and Sean. And today we have Adrian Choo from KoreaAgility.org, and we're talking about office politics.
Very difficult topic.
Exhausting.
Indeed.
It is an exhausting topic.
It's emotionally draining. So, how does one develop people skills then? How does one remain on the fence or even, be the friend to everyone? If I may
you're
say
right.
so.
I think that's a good idea. Be everyone's friend. Don't say bad about people. Don't talk bad about. Don't be negative. One of the things we sometimes advise our clients to do is what we call reverse gossip.
Huh? What's
What's
that?
that?
Reverse gossip. Gossip is normally like, hey, Glenn, very one kind. Hey, it's not saying bad things about people behind your back. Say good things about people behind your back. Actually, I think Angel was very good on air last week. She was really fantastic.
Thanks.
And you tell it to someone who will feed back to Angel. And then Angel's going to go, actually, Angel's not that bad after all.
But you know what? Very seldom do people say nice stuff, though, these days.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Very
So
hard for
seldom.
humans to celebrate other people's success.
And sometimes when you keep on saying good things, people won't believe you as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
And they
It's
go
like,
you gotta be
why
very-
are they saying this so often? You know?
Be
Yeah.
very strategic about it. Use
Yeah.
this very carefully. If there's a boss who you think is out to get you, supposing, okay, instead of just pass the word along that actually I think she's doing a good job. I think it's fantastic. One or two of these will go back to the boss, and the boss will think, okay, maybe this guy is not a threat after all. And then they just back off. So that's one of the ways you can do what we call reverse gossip, and it's been effective. I've had clients who have tried it, and it's reported to be disarming.
Yeah, because I hate to be cynical, but people can be so vindictive. You know what I mean? You say something negative, or you say something that sort of fuels the fire. People get very excited with that kind of news, But then you say that someone's been doing a great job and this and that. It fizzles out so quickly.
Yeah.
People
Human
aren't
nature.
interested in the great stuff, The human nature is like they don't want to, like you said,
Yeah.
celebrate the wins, right?
I think at the end of the day, it's being responsible. Like, even if you do, let's say, play office politics, right? The big picture is the company you work for.
That's a, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
long as it doesn't upset the balance of the company, okay? Then fine.
Yeah.
But most of the time, people don't care. When they play office politics, right? Something's going to give.
And it's within their small
Yeah,
circle.
and
They
it's
only
very
think of
selfish,
themselves.
you see.
Yeah,
It's very selfish.
Adrian, you've got to admit that. What Glenn is saying is absolutely right.
Yeah.
Office politics never has the big picture in mind. It's me, I, and myself.
Yep,
Yeah.
it is.
It's always about how far can I go, what can I gain, what can I make out of this. You
Yep.
know, it becomes very internal, very self-focused.
It's very selfish, yeah.
Yeah, it's very selfish.
So I think it should be easy for the bosses then to identify the right. That's what Adrian's going to say.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I want to take Glenn's idea a step further. And I think a lot of times, if there is a lot of office politics going on, a lot of times it's the boss's fault. Either they are encouraging it, or they are not managing it, or it's just a culture, or they are also playing politics with their own bosses.
Or
Yeah.
even worse,
That's
they're
right.
oblivious to the fact that it's happening.
Yeah. So end of the day, if there's a lot of politics, I always say that it's the boss's fault. Either because they are encouraging it, or they are blind to it, like what FD says.
Yeah.
So if there's a lot of politics in your office, in your division or whatever it is, then you have to stop and start assessing, what's actually happening here.
Wow, I think many
Who are the-
bosses this morning are like, oops, I think we better reflect on the situation in our company.
And how we're managing things.
When we come back, I've got a little comment for the bosses to listen to.
In the meantime, here's Diana King with Shy Guy on The Big Show, 1FM 91.3.
You tell me if I'm right, Adrian. Many bosses will turn around. They see politics happening in the office and they'll go, it's just competition. It's okay. It's good for us. And they don't recognize it. Bosses have got to learn the difference between competition and sheer politics.
Or they say you settle yourself.
Or you settle it yourself.
What do you think, Adrian?
Let them slug it out and see who wins.
Bring the boxing gloves.
It's trial by combat, like what the Game of Thrones. Just let them slug it out and see who wins.
See how much blood is drawn.
Yeah, I think you're right. The bosses have to be cognizant. They have to be aware when there's negative politics going on. I mean, things like hiding purchase orders. It's like that's gone to the
That's
toxic
terrible,
level already.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's a real life example, And bosses also have to be aware that that nobody's perfect. I mean, sometimes you might do something, and don't take it personally. Sometimes people are just taking it personally, like what Angel was saying. You didn't invite me to the drinking session. Or what's with that?
Yeah.
It's not political. I just forgot. Give you an interesting example. I had this client who was with a multinational company for a very, very long time. American MNC, 18 years. He went to join a local company, quite a large one. And in his emails, he was sending an email to 15 people, and he CC'd everybody in the CC list. And his boss called him up, and his boss said, "Hey, you made a major boo-boo." I say, "Why? You did not put the CC list according to rank and title."
Oh, come on.
Wow.
And the director got insulted that his secretary was first before his, and he got insulted, and he's upset with you. It's like,
But the director and secretary are also in the CC list.
in the CC list, they're in the CC list, just that it's not
in order.
of
Hierarchy.
seniority.
Oh my goodness.
Hierarchy. So
There are actually places with
That's a bit
hierarchies.
fussy.
Yeah.
And
It's
sensitive.
Very easy to get
yeah,
politics.
so sometimes it's not being political. Sometimes it's just, so bosses have to learn to just loosen up a little, right?
And it's so difficult when you need to put on kids' gloves when dealing with some people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, you gotta walk on broken glass, and like
Yes,
when you
I
want to
grew
say
up already,
something.
right? It's like, grew up.
But I know why that secretary got her name up there, like
Alphabetical order.
No, because she's sucking up to everyone.
Oh, she's the friend. She's the friend that you want to keep near. Now, somebody else texted in and said, "What if your boss is playing the office politics, but he's really nice to you? He generally likes you throughout the whole year, but when it comes to appraisal time, he gives a negative report, which affects your bonuses and everything else. What does one do then?"
Well, I think you got to find out why. And actually, you can approach the boss. You can ask the boss, why did I get this rating? On what basis? But it's sometimes not about the boss and not about politics. Sometimes it's about you being able to build a case. Okay, this is another topic. Once again, it's about how do you build your case for your own promotion.
Like
Also
show your KPIs and all that, right? That you've met.
Yeah, correct. And make sure you check in with him. Make sure that the KPIs that matter to him, because you can have 15 KPIs, but if you're reaching the 12 KPIs, but not the 3 that he wants, that he feels is important, he's going to think that you're not performing.
Right.
That's why you must have the conversation with him. What exactly he wants? What are the things that matter to him? You have to constantly remind him that, that I'm doing this. Am I okay? Am I on track? And not just stay under the radar. But 2 weeks before appraisal time, he's already made up his mind already. 2 months before already. And it starts surfacing. So I think if you want to manage your own career, what we train our career mastery clients is that you need to curate the relationship. You need to curate the process of being promoted. It's not last minute. You just stick something in the oven and hope it cooks. You got to build it up.
Adrian, I wonder.
Build it up, Buttercup.
Adrian, I wonder whether the average worker in Singapore, the average person, even middle management, actually knows how to curate that career. Really?
No, they don't. I can tell you a lot of them don't. And the successful ones who do, you can see they're way up at the top. But the bulk of it, a lot of them, they're still under the old thinking of, if I do my job well, I'm going to get promoted.
Yeah.
Which is not going to happen. It's your promotion is not based on your performance. It's based on the promise of what you can do in a higher level role. So it's a whole different topic altogether, but it's not about, and that's why a lot of clients come to us, those who are what we call career accelerators, and we train them. How do you push for your promotion? How do you get a promotion within the next 18 months? And it's not an overnight, I want to get promoted right now. It's a series of steps. How do you gain visibility? How do you manage your brand? How do you perform? So lots of ingredients go into the mix in order to have a career mastery.
Because even that, if you don't do it properly, can look like you're sucking up to a boss.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's why it's got to be managed properly, because even doing that can start politics within an office.
Yes.
What do you say to Mary's comment on our Facebook page? As long as an office has more than 2 people, there'll be politics.
That's true. Competition, I would say. Competition. There definitely will be competition. It's like among all the radio show hosts, in Singapore, not just you guys, but those guys who are not on air yet, but they're really good. Or even if they're good, they're on air, but they're not on a prime slot like you guys.
Yeah.
I'm sure somehow they're wishing they had your slots, and they're trying to figure out how do I get in. It's may not be toxic, but they're still trying. There's always competition to get into the top slots, because top slots are limited, right? So Mary is right. If there are more than 1, more than 2, there's always going to be competition. Just make sure that it doesn't get toxic.
Who's trying to take our jobs? What have you heard? Yeah, what have you heard?
I want names.
But at the end of the day, I feel that it should be natural. For the people who are responsible for making those decisions, as long as they put the right people in the right place, it'll make their lives so much easier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if they don't do that, then their lives will be very painful. So. As you mentioned earlier on, for all of us, we just basically just go with the direction.
Yeah. And do our
you
best.
need us here, we'll be here. You need us there, we'll go over there, It's not us. So which brings me to accountability.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we are not accountable.
No.
Because we're doing our jobs. All
What
of us
we
are
were
just
hired for,
Yeah,
yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
We're just giving it our best, 100% every single day. But the decision makers, they have to be held accountable.
Yeah.
Should something go wrong, right?
Correct. But those decision makers are also playing politics on their level as well. If you think about it, right? So
That
they are
is true.
trying to manage. There are so many radio stations. There are so many stations within the organization. One is winning, one is not winning as much. There's only so many limited resources to go in. So they are also balancing their own different agendas, which is difficult. It's not an easy job, and that's why the bosses get paid more than us, because they have a lot more the things to manage, right? That's what we always say. So I get upset sometimes when people tell me like, oh, why is my boss being paid more than me? He's just sitting there and You ask FD. I mean, it's like there's a lot of
That
responsibilities.
goes on that you don't see. Yeah.
The thing that
Because
people
FD is a boss himself.
the things that people don't understand is as an employee you have a certain job to do, but as a boss, I too have a job. It's just that it's a different job from you.
Yeah.
So you can't use the same guidelines to manage me.
And if you see FD taking a nap in his office, that just means he's done his job well, efficiently, and very quickly. So now you can take a rest.
The only
rewarding
time I
himself.
take a nap in my office is during a meeting. But yeah,
when other people are around.
You've got that experience. For the rest of us, I don't know about you guys, right? But I mean, I've been an employee all my life.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what I said earlier on, I meant it, we just go with the direction of our bosses.
yeah.
All right, stand by.
Right?
1FM 91.3 traffic.
Usual delays across the expressways. Not too much to tell you about. You shouldn't have anything that is too untoward in front of you this morning. Just stay within the speed limit. This has just come in. The KPE towards the TPE, a vehicle broken down after Bartley Road East exit. And on the AYE towards the MCE, a vehicle broken down before Buena Vista. As I said, stay within the speed limit, please. Have everyone buckled up. Be safe as you drive today.
Good morning, Singapore. Good morning, world. You're tuned in to The Big Show right here on 1FM 91.3, and we are reading out all your comments and your questions via our WhatsApp. That's 88550913. Angel's reading them out. You know why? Because I can't see the font. The font size
is tiny,
too
yeah.
small.
We need
a tablet.
Because Angel just passed it to me, and I was trying to read it. I'm like, I can't see anything. We've got to increase the font size.
Adrian, I want to ask you a question. I'm not going to mention a company's name. I don't know whether this is common practice or not. Does this help to stifle or stop office politics and make life smoother? There are some multinational organizations I know where when it comes to appraisal time, each person in the organization submits their appraisal form, right? Which the management did. But they also appraise the person above them.
Oh.
So they send it. So if I'm here, for example, let's say for this team, Glenn leads this team.
Mm-hmm.
So when I send in my appraisal, the end of my appraisal is my thoughts on Glenn.
Okay.
So it's not just what the management thinks.
It's what the team thinks.
It's what the team thinks of the manager. Does that help with stifling or stopping office politics?
Who's going to say anything bad?
Yeah.
It does happen though.
No.
It does happen.
It does happen. So this is what we call a 360-degree feedback mechanism. So you don't get just feedback from your bosses, but you get feedback from your peers and from your subordinates as well. So that's called 360. It does help. Some companies, you're right. They in fact do what is called an employee engagement survey. So you can actually rate your bosses anonymously as well. I mean, you rate is the company going in the right direction. Am I happy with my job? Am I happy with my boss? And so the feedback goes up anonymously. In theory, anonymously.
In theory, yes.
In theory, anonymously.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if you will know who said what. if your boss comes to you and say, "Hey, there's complaints about you doing this and this," I know who filed that complaint. Right. So it is effective to a certain point in terms of him getting feedback. But the question once again is whether or not the employee really is honest enough or bold enough to tell the person what he really thinks. See, so.
Okay.
So I think in terms of performance of the boss, if the supervisor takes it well, then it's good.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't, then it's tough.
Tough.
Right.
Okay.
How did this turn into like a boss thing?
Because
Right,
people are
we're
saying
talking
that.
about office politics, but every single question is coming in.
You know
It's
what?
about
You know
bosses,
what?
yes.
Because a lot of people think their bosses start the politics.
Yeah.
With favoritism, with all kinds of things.
Because I think the perspective is that the boss is the leader. So if anything happens underneath, it's the boss's fault. Because everything comes from there, right? It's almost like a
Top-down,
waterfall effect, the top-down effect.
Are you surprised by any of this, Adrian?
No. In fact, one of the reasons why I started Career Agility International was because I didn't want to go into the MNC office politics anymore. And I had enough of that, and I don't like the kind of toxic environment. That's why I decided to come and do my own. So I build my team. I make sure everyone's all happy. I make sure everyone's is a happy, safe environment to do your best. So so I'm not surprised. I think a lot of organizations have politics at a certain level. So it's a matter of whether or not it gets to a toxic level. And also the other side of the equation is, are you okay with that level? Because if as I said, every organization has their own politics, but if you're okay with it, it's not affecting you, or even if it's at a high level, but you're okay with that high level, because the higher you go, the more politics there are, then then it's fine, it's okay. But if it comes to a certain level where you are, oh man, why am I doing this for?
Here's a great quote that a listener sent in from Steve Jobs. Don't let the noise of other people's opinions drown out your inner voice.
True.
I think
I
we've
would
got to
agree with
remember
that
that.
totally.
And also remember that some people speak so much crap, it's difficult to know whether to offer them toilet paper or a breath mint.
All right, up next on Vogue, yes, Free Your Mind on The Big Show, 1FM 91.3. Good morning.
I like that.
That one's very good. The breath mint and the
The
toilet
breath
paper.
mint.
That's very good.
Quite a few quotes came through. Okay, do we any last words, Adrian, for anyone listening in?
Oh my God, it's 8:47.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, wow, okay.
Time has flown with this
man.
topic.
Yeah, very much so.
Well, I think if whether or not there's office politics, I mean, if it's making your life miserable, okay, you decide that you don't want to play it anymore and you want to move up, and if it's if it's affecting your sleep and your emotional health, and there are always options of exiting. Okay, but then again, you never know whether or not the next
Company
is going to be or worse. So I think a lot of times, the first option is not to resign or quit. The first option is to build your career resilience. How can I play this game better? What can I do to toughen myself? How can I shift my mindset? How do I play this Game of Thrones and not get murdered along the way, right?
And give yourself the strength, right? Arm yourself with the correct tools, the correct knowledge.
Correct. The right strategies, get a mentor to come in to give you a different idea. So a lot of clients come to us and engage us as mentors to help them walk through their career journey as well. So that helps. So, quitting is not the only solution. It is a solution, but it's not the only solution. Think about, what are the other options? How do I make myself more resilient? And that's something we need if you want to survive in this corporate jungle.
And also shine all your big basket of apples as well.
Yeah.
Make sure you got shiny big Fuji
Always
apples.
good to hand them out every once in a while.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Adrian. This has been very good. Not just for us, right? But for our 1FM fans as well, because we
So
had
many
so
messages
much
came in.
engagement today.
Yeah,
Yeah, a
so
lot
many
of
messages came in.
And I'm sure they'll be getting in touch with you. Now, if you want to get in touch with Adrian for anything career related, you can do so. info@careeragility.org. Yeah?
Lovely. In fact, this topic is something which we are talking about tomorrow as well during our webinar. So if the listeners want to tune in and have a deeper dive into this, just drop us an email at info@careeragility.org, and we'll send you the details.
Fantastic. It happens at 9:30, right?
8:30 in the morning.
8:30 every Friday,
but,
right?
But it's recorded and it's on Facebook. But
Okay.
that's the live ones are more fun because you can ask questions.
Of
as well.
course,
So,
yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Don't forget to tell them about the big show on 1FM 91.3.
Oh, of course, man.
And how, this was such a hot topic this morning.
Yeah, in fact, a lot of my clients listen in and they love the show. So
Fantastic. Tell
Brilliant.
them thank you for us.
okay, cool. Have a great weekend ahead and take care, everyone.
Thank you
Thanks,
so much,
Adrian.
Adrian.
Yes.
Stay
Take
safe.
care. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. That was Adrian Choo from careeragility.org. And once again, if you want to get in touch with Adrian, you can do so at info@careeragility.org. Coming up very soon is Sean Chua, Asia's Got Talent finalist.
I've increased the font for you.
Oh, yeah?
Now you can read.
Can you read
So
now?
much better. So much better.
Can you read now?
Thank you.
That's the magic trick today,
Oh, my goodness.
I've increased the font.
I'm so sorry. Early on, when you passed me the phone, I'm
Morning.
like, oh no, I can't see anything. Good
old
morning,
people
Sean.
Morning,
Good
Sean.
morning, everyone.
Oh, the green
How's-
screen's back.
Yay! Everything's working again.
What green screen?
There's his green screen
He's
behind
green
him.
screen.
I see it.
blind
I
as well.
see it.
It's
nice,
green blanket.
nice bright green.
Yeah.
What have you got for us today, Sean?
Okay, so as promised, we're gonna do something fun. All right. We will use this. Okay. And I'm gonna try to get all of you to play along if possible. Okay. So what we'll do first is let's.
We love that. We love playing along.
Yeah.
Let's put this down here.
I make you
so that-
big on my screen.
We love getting involved.
Yeah. Okay, so everyone can see the
Cards.
Yeah.
nice little mat here. Let's tilt it a little bit. Okay, great. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try something with your intuition. Okay, so let's try with Glenn first. Glenn.
Yes.
You know the cards, right? They have faces that are black or red.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me randomly pull up one, and you tell me if you think this is black or red.
I think it's red.
You think it's red? No, it's actually
Terrible
black.
intuition.
No problem. No problem.
This is also
Okay.
what we call tikam.
We're just gonna put that there.
So bad.
Okay, black.
In
Let's
case you
try.
don't know.
Let's try Angel then. Angel.
Okay.
Do you think this is black or red?
Black.
Black. Oh, it's red.
Ah, you're doing this on purpose.
You're just as bad as me.
I know. I was 50% right.
He puts a label there for you to read.
I'm so happy
Yeah.
you got it wrong, Angel.
This is office politics.
Right? Yeah, what are you talking about?
Okay, so no office politics here, but we'll just have a friendly competition.
Okay.
Between
No such
between,
thing.
Yeah, between Glenn and Angel. And I tell you what, maybe maybe FD you can help Glenn out. Okay, and
Okay.
maybe Sean you help Angel out. All right.
Sean,
So
come
this is
on,
the
Sean.
all right. So this is the pile that's going to be black, and this is the pile that's going to be red. Okay. So Glenn, you'll
Yeah.
take the black pile.
Okay.
So when I put a card over here and I ask you if you think it's black.
Oh.
If you, all right. If you think it's black, we'll put it over here.
Okay.
If you're not sure, just say you're not sure. We'll leave it over here, and we'll call this the trash pile.
Okay.
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 All right. Same thing for Angel. If you think it's red, we'll place it over here.
Okay.
If it's not, you say trash, you put it over here.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Simple enough game.
Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay. Here we go. So Glenn, black or trash?
Trash.
Trash. Okay.
Trash. Wow.
Angel, red or trash?
Red.
Red. Okay. Glenn,
Trash.
trash.
You want to put everything in trash.
You're trashing everything.
Angel,
Red,
Black.
everything red.
Black. No, trash. Sorry, trash.
trash. Okay. Glenn,
Ah, this one is black.
Black.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Angel,
Red.
red. Okay. Glenn,
Black.
black. Angel,
Red.
red.
Just take
Glenn,
every card you can.
Black.
Angel,
Trash.
trash. Glenn,
Trash.
trash.
Hey, don't
Okay.
copy.
Angel,
Red.
red. Glenn,
Trash. Because I don't want to copy.
Angel,
Red.
red. Okay.
Wow.
Glenn,
Black.
all right. Angel,
Red.
okay.
Wow.
Glenn,
Red. No, I'm kidding. Black.
black. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Trash.
Trash. Glenn,
Black.
black. Angel,
Sean, you pick.
Red.
Oh, that's it.
red.
Red.
Okay.
Wrong already.
Glenn,
Yeah.
Trash.
trash. Okay. Angel,
Red.
red.
Let's
Okay.
take more cards to
Wow.
barrier.
Angel, your voice has just gone lower. Okay,
Do you
this
like
is
it?
trash. This is trash, bro.
Trash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trash.
Trash.
Black.
Black. Okay. We're almost there.
Red.
Red. Okay.
Black.
Black.
Sean.
Black.
Hey, trash. You mean?
Everyone's trash.
Oh, cannot go black. Ah?
No.
No,
Once you go back black, you can't go black.
Okay, trash.
Trash. Okay.
You're confusing Sean, you know.
That's why.
Come on,
Black.
Come on.
Black. Okay.
Yes.
Last one, Angel.
Red.
Red. Okay. So we only used half a deck so that we won't take forever. But let's see what we have here. So on team Angel and Sean, we have the red cards. Okay. Let's see how you did with all these cards here. All right.
FD, you didn't even help me, FD. I just
You
realized.
didn't
Yeah,
ask.
but chance.
You didn't
Every
ask for
time it
help.
comes out, you're saying straight. So I'm sitting here. What if we win? I just take the glory.
This is called office politics.
Hey.
All right. Let's have a look at how the red team did. Red team, you got them all.
See, I told you.
See?
No
See,
way.
we were
How
right.
is that
and
possible?
look, and all diamonds as well. It's like a full house right there.
Yeah, there's a couple of hearts there. Let's see what
Oh,
the black
couple of
team.
hearts,
Let's see
okay.
how well the
How
black
is
team
that?
did.
Angel, you've been sucking
Black
up to
team.
Sean. is it?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I
Black
sent him
team
some apples.
Also
all black.
How the hell did you do that, John?
What sorcery is this?
How the hell?
But hang on.
Wait, where's the trash pile?
Remember trash?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a
It's
reason that you called
all
this
or something.
trash.
It looks like
All
rubbish.
of you guys.
Blank cards.
knew it.
Nicely done.
Nicely done, Sean.
Nice. Well done.
Nicely
Sean.
done. No, you guys did that. I just placed it where
So
you wanted
intuitive.
it.
Nicely
I feel like
done.
I feel like
you.
today I need to buy like some 4D or something.
I feel so cheated in my life.
That's such a feel-good thing that you just did.
Yay, everybody
that's really good.
wins.
Yeah, of course.
Yay.
No
Thank you.
politics. It was just a fun little competition where everyone wins,
I
right?
love it.
And this should happen more in offices.
Yes, I think so. Everyone
You know,
wins.
Team building game.
Love it.
Yeah,
Put people in the trash.
Yeah.
See the big picture.
And you notice the
Everyone
trash is this color. I won't say what that means.
What? What?
White trash.
Talking about you, MD. I'm kidding.
Swine.
White trash.
This might be your last day of radio. So
No. White trash is everything in my wastepaper
all
basket.
the paper, So we're getting WhatsApp messages in already.
Sean, do not worry about it. The minute I came out of the chute, my father took one look at me and went, "Damn, white trash."
FD.
And you came out of the chute as well.
Hey, he came right out the chute. I shot right out into his arms. Bam.
Thank you.
Yeah. So hopefully you guys had fun with that.
That was a lot of fun.
Very good. Very good.
Well done.
Thank you very
Good
much,
one.
Sean.
Well done.
No problem.
And of course,
Thank you
you can
guys.
follow Sean at Sean V Me. Okay.
Yep. Follow me, and maybe I'll put up a tutorial in a few days' time on Instagram.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Yeah. Check it out. I'm trying to record it sometime soon.
Fantastic.
Tag us, then we'll
Awesome.
share it also.
Yeah, tag
Alright.
us, tag us, yeah.
Thank you very
Okay.
much, Sean.
No problem. See you
Thanks,
guys. Have a
Sean.
great weekend. See you next week.
You too.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
That's awesome.
That was
That
good.
was
That was really
great.
good.
I loved it.
I
I
like
loved
that
it.
Feels so good now.
And it
you
was
know?
it was a feel good thing. It
Yeah.
wasn't like, oh my gosh, I lost that one. Now I want to play again.
Lightened everything
Yes.
after the whole office politics.
Everybody
topic,
thinking
right?
about their
Like
boss
you feel
now.
like you need to scrub right after the topic like that.
No,
It's
but
like,
you know
Not really.
what?
I was just thinking about the past.
right.
About all those times.
Okay, but
It was painful.
I'm sure.
At the
Yeah.
start
I've
when you don't know
experienced
how
as
to
Play
look
the
after
game.
yourself and play the game at that time.
what I walked away with from that entire discussion with Adrian was bosses in Singapore really need to take a step back and ask themselves, does my crew think I'm the one instigating the politics?
Every single message we got on
Yeah.
WhatsApp was about the boss, was about a managing
know-
director, a general manager,
Yeah.
none about my colleagues.
Yeah, so bosses today, you need to just during lunch or something, just take a step back and analyze how you are
Managing.
your crew and can you tweak it and make it better?
Is the house happy?
Is the house happy?
Yeah.
I've been in a company before where like the boss was causing a lot of like problems as
See?
well because
Again.
of his ego and stuff like that.
Without knowing. Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
No, but did he know it?
Because
No,
it's an
he-
ego. Once ego,
Means
that's
he
it.
don't know. So
Yeah.
No, he doesn't know.
But he
you
felt
see.
like okay, there's a lot of like complaints. People are talking, and people are bringing up issues to him and stuff like that. So he came out and like, okay, I want to stop this and address the issue. So we thought, oh wow, there's progress. Okay, so he's gonna address the issue.
Right.
So he said, no politics. Then he walked away.
Oh,
Huh?
so he
Okay,
didn't know
that-
it was
that
him.
does
He just
not
came out,
help.
shout, no politics. I don't want any politics. You all just everybody
What?
just be yes man. Follow my example. Only.
Oh,
That
my
Follow
is-
me.
God.
That's all.
That's not solving the problem at
No,
all.
but he thinks it is because he doesn't know it's him.
Yeah, that's why.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens with
A little
ego.
bit of humility goes a long way.
It
It
does.
does, yes.
It does, Sean. You're absolutely right.
Oh well. I mean, I think I'm just happy I'm not a boss.
True.
Because it's not an easy job.
Responsibility.
Well, I
Yeah.
hope you've picked up some tips. We do hope that you've picked up some
Yeah, I
tips
think
from
it was,
this
absolute-
session.
it was a very good
yeah.
session.
If you
this
missed
morning.
any of the session, you can always watch it back.
Yeah. Thank you so much for all your comments and your questions. All right.
Very
Okay.
good.
Share the video, please. Bye bye. Have a nice day. Stay safe.